What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Friday, March 20th. Now in today's dog video, we're going to be talking about white swan events. Now what are white swan events? Well, they are the opposite of black swan events. And as we know, black swan events are notorious for being negative. So basically these events occur that nobody ever sees coming. And it could be maybe there's a war breaking out, maybe there's no rate cuts, whatever it may be, it's something that people cannot see coming, and that's a black swan event, and that sends every asset, even crypto, to the downside. But white swan events are the opposite. They are actually very good things. We don't see them coming, but they happen regardless, even though we think it's one thing, it really isn't. So that's why we're talking about how white swan events have actually helped dog-themed meme coins in the past perform very well, and how dog can benefit from this white swan event, even though we don't know exactly what that is. But I just want to explain this to you by looking into historical data and historical events that have happened in the past and how that's affected crypto. So let's dive deep into it. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. Okay, so dog right now is around 77 million market cap. Now, I always look at the community sentiment. It's 91%. That's actually very important. Now, let's look into Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin right now, roughly 69,000 US dollars, not really up or down since yesterday, but it is down over 2% over the past 7 days. Now, could there be a white swan event for Bitcoin, for crypto? Well, I don't know. Let's look into what's going on in the news. Because apparently on CNBC today, some representatives and reporters just said that there could be a compromise between banks and crypto firms over the market structure bill, aka the Clarity Act, that could be announced as early as today. Now the thing is, this is very positive, but the thing is, we already know that this is happening. So is this technically a white swan event? To me, I don't think that this is the white swan event, because if you've noticed, every single time that we think we have very bullish news, like say for instance, we got news that the SEC and the CFTC just agreed on a joint issued statement that every cryptocurrency out there are not securities. Almost every cryptocurrency out there is not securities, that they're now considered commodities. That should have sent the crypto market skyrocketing, but it didn't. It's because we saw massive manipulation when the market was supposed to pump the next day. A lot of leverage traders who were longing got liquidated. So short sellers definitely won in that field. So this to me is not considered a white swan event. Now let's look into another chart. Look at this. This is Bitcoin going to $250,000. Now this is based on the monthly time frame. Could we see something like this for Bitcoin's price? Now that we've seen roughly a 50% drawdown. Remember, this last drawdown that we saw back in 2022, that was 70% drawdown. This is only 50%. Actually, believe it or not, when I looked into the charting, 70% would actually bring us down to roughly 30,000 US dollars. Anything is possible. Now let's see something that Benjamin Cohen says. Remember, this is the guy who tells everybody what they don't want to hear, which is basically reality. Could we be experiencing a very long bear market in 2026? Because we already saw an all-time high of Bitcoin at 124,000, 126,000 roughly, give or take, in October, which could potentially be the top of the cycle. So he's saying that we should experience a bear market throughout 2026, and it's going to be a slow drawdown. And as he's looking at this Bitcoin year-to-date ROI, basically return on investment, is tracking as if Bitcoin's going to go further to the downside. So he's not actually considering a white swan event. He's just following historical data. Now, before we even dive deep into more of this whole white swan event and what can happen with dog, let's look into the meme coin sector just based on what we're seeing with Bitcoin's price is taking a dip 2% over the past 7 days. Now, Pudgy Penguins, it's up 1.8. We have SPX almost close to around 1% to the upside, but both are down almost close to 5%. Bitcoin over here is almost down almost close to 5% over the past 7 days, down 1.33% over the past 24 hours. But regardless of what you're seeing with the price of dog, what's amazing is that the dog army continues to show up every single time. So this is a specific mention chart by Lunar Crush, which shows you how many mentions on X mention a specific cryptocurrency or any type of currency within the digital atmosphere. So as you can see, within this section, you just saw that dog was the third most mentioned dog theme meme coin even right by Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. That's very important to keep that in mind because there are over 30 million cryptocurrencies out there in the crypto atmosphere. And it even had 1.66 thousand more impressions than Aster token. And Aster, by the way, was shilled and promoted by CZ Binance, which has over millions of followers, and also Donald Trump Jr. from World Liberty Financial. And it still couldn't get as much mentions as Dog. Now remember, Dog is right behind Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. Both of these coins are considered blue chips, and both of them are actually being featured in ETFs with amended filings for S1 to the SEC. So Dog really is next in line. Dog is going to be the next new meme coin that nobody sees coming. That's what's amazing about this. Now look at what Coinpedia Markets did. They just did a whole poll regarding which dog themed meme coin is your all-time favorite. Over 1,100 votes, and guess what? 44% fall in favor for Dog. Are you seeing the patterns here? Now, I want to look at 2023 through 2024. Now, I created this specific chart. I wanted to show you how dog themed meme coins actually outperform Bitcoin. Now, what you're seeing on the very top, this little, I guess you can call this a brown line, this is Dog with Hat. Now, Dog with Hat experienced a massive parabola event against Bitcoin's price. But you can see that there is also Bonk, there's Floki, there's also Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. Regardless, all of these specific coins outperformed Bitcoin in 2023 and 2024. Now here's another statistics I just want to share with you. I just wanted to say how many people can say Dog in the comments. Now the reason I posted this is because I just wanted to know how many Dog Army members continue to show up and just be present on X, right? And so basically there are 297 people that said Dog in the comments, 124 reposts, 392 likes. I love that statistics. And then also, if you go over to Dog data, you can see that the long-term holders has increased to 78.4%. Not too long ago, this was 78.3%. And not too long ago before that, remember, it used to be around 77%. So you can see that every single day on-chain by UTXO models, regardless of what we're seeing the price, on-chain Dog holders are holding and most importantly stacking more Dog and pulling them off of centralized exchanges. So now let's look into charting analysis. Remember, we were at a 90 million market cap not too long ago. Just because Magic Eden sunsetted the Runes marketplace, we dipped below that and are hovering around the 70 to 80 million market cap. Now this is manipulation. This is all I have to say. And why is it manipulation that we're at roughly a 77 million market cap? Now, this is what I'm noticing over the past 24 hours on CoinGlass. So as you can see, roughly in the past 24 hours, we saw 53,000 trading volume on Kraken, 129,000 on Gate. But look at this over here in terms of net inflows. So apparently on Gate.io, there's 24,000 that's been brought back into Gate. Now, this is not people withdrawing. This is some other entity, and I guarantee you it's not retail, putting Dog back into the exchange to trade. So when I look at the price of Dog right now, that's heavily manipulated because of Gate.io. Because right now we're not really seeing much of the market shake up or down, and I see that Bitcoin's still hovering around the 69 to 70,000 US dollars. So right now, this is just to me a time where we're waiting for that White Swan event. So let's talk about that. Now, White Swan events, as I mentioned, are the opposite of Black Swan events. So what are some key aspects that we need to keep in mind historically that have been considered White Swan events? Well, one of the very first ones I can think about was Coinbase. Back in 2021, they filed for an IPO where they literally had their stock coin traded within the stock market, and it brought in a ton of Wall Street people, massive retail and institutional attention. Then there was Dogecoin in 2021. Remember, Dogecoin was the very first meme coin to bring in meme culture into the crypto financial aspect, and it outperformed even fundamental coins such as L1s, utility coins, you name it. Then in 2023, out of nowhere, when Bitcoin was at 24,000, a White Swan event occurred where BlackRock out of nowhere said that they're going to be very bullish on Bitcoin and start an ETF. And that sent Bitcoin from 24,000 to the all-time high to 124 to 126,000 US dollars. And then in 2024, the SEC approves of all these ETFs, which brought in billions of dollars in inflows, but these were inflows off chain. So you weren't seeing a lot of buying, trading, all that on the actual Bitcoin network. This is actually happening off chain, which is why Runes, Dog, Ordinals are very important for keeping miners incentivized to stick around to validate the network to keep it secure and decentralized. So remember, black swan events are just all of a sudden negative events that happen out of nowhere, and the white swan events are quite the opposite, where it surprises everybody and catches everybody off guard. And a Clarity Act, a market structure bill, may not be that white swan event. It could be completely something different, something that people just don't see coming, that even technical analysis that are either bullish or bearish don't see either. So my dog thesis is, regardless of what happens, when that white swan event does occur, dog sits on the combination of both Bitcoin culture and meme coin virality. So you're taking what we saw back here with Dogecoin, along with the interest of Bitcoin, merging them together to have that merge that would send dog doing very well. Now, before we end the video, I just want to bring up to you that on April 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time in Los Angeles, we're going to be doing the third round of Operation Dog Domination. Now, the difference is this time we're not going to do a minimum of $30. We're going to do a minimum of $100 exclusively on Kraken. So don't buy on any other decentralized exchange. Because remember, last time we ended up getting the market makers on Gate.io to flip bullish. But then we had some retail investors wanting to short that position, preventing the dog price going above 85 million market cap. Well, this is different because now we're going to have $100. Now, can we get 10,000 holders to participate in this? Most likely not. But the thing is, there are going to be some people out there that if you just have 1,000 holders, say for instance, contributing, it could do really well. But let's do some math. So say for instance, if we have a scenario of 10,000 holders, well, if you did $100 each, that would be a $1 million capital inflow. $500 each, it would be a $5 million capital inflow. If somebody out there did $1,000 each, then we would have a $10 million capital inflow. But regardless, even if we don't have 10,000, just imagine if it's 1,000, then that would be even more substantial because you have more capital flowing in that will not only flip the gate market maker bots to flip bullish, but also it would liquidate short sellers. And in fact, I would actually encourage people who are in dog to long their positions to help dog go up even higher. This would create a short squeeze and a God candle. So tonight, JDog is hosting a Twitter space at 8 o'clock Pacific time. That is PM tonight Pacific time. And he's hosting an Operation Dog Domination in case you have any questions. But this should be really fun. I hope to attend. I don't know if I'm watching a movie tonight, but I hope to attend. And this is going to be really fun. So remember, we're here to talk about the White Swan event. White Swan events occur that's outside of dog, that's outside of crypto, that just happens out of nowhere. And it's just something that nobody, again, sees coming, just like a Black Swan event. And the last time I saw a Black Swan event really was BlackRock with the whole ETF. And then there's the SEC approving the ETFs for Bitcoin. Now, the next thing may not be the Clarity Act because we see it coming. We know about it, so that wouldn't be considered a White Swan event. So there's something around the ether that we just don't know of that we need to keep in mind that could really decouple away from all the bearish sentiment that we're seeing out there. Because right now the bears are winning. The bears have forced a majority of crypto holders to just leave crypto and focus somewhere else. But really, to me, I'm still bullish on dog. You already saw that dog combines the Bitcoin culture and the meme coin virality together. It really has what Dogecoin had and Bitcoin had in terms of their narrative. And so right now, I think that this is something that's just being set up right now. Just don't fall for the manipulation that you're seeing right here with dog price, because we already know that Gate.io is the main reason why dog price is being suppressed. But don't fall for it, because the same way that Gate.io is suppressing the price is the same market maker bots that will also pump the price. So with that said, let me know your thoughts down below and I cannot wait to read them. So let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog of the Moon. Till then, see you guys, girls, next Monday.